I don't normally comment on TikTok drama, but we need to talk about the Ren Eleanor and Jacqueline situation. My kids, like little Ren, are too young to consent to being a fixture in my work. They're not my employees. I am in no place to exploit their cuteness for my financial gain or notoriety. They are humans who deserve dignity and who may one day come to resent the public brand that I could have pushed on them without their consent or their input had I decided to just blast them all over my feed. This is my life, my job, not theirs. And this should be Jacqueline's life had she chosen to be a content creator, not Ren's. So this is my call to end family vlogging culture, particularly content that exploits children too young to consent to the work.
Hello everyone, it's Isabella here and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a very interesting one that I've been wanting to dive into. As you guys know, or if you are new here, I am a commentary channel and I actually like to talk about family channels along with many other topics because I'm very passionate about family channels and the effects that family or child-based content has on the children itself, and I think it's something that we need to talk about more, bring awareness to, because as someone who used to genuinely enjoy that content when I was younger and didn't understand the actual problems and things that could happen because of it to kids, to becoming someone now who actually realize how bad it is, I think there's many people in this world who genuinely don't know how bad and negative that this type of content can be on many kids. So I wanted to talk about a very specific TikTok mom today that is, in my opinion, extremely dangerous. So we're going to be talking about a creator by the name of Ren Eleanor, which is actually a 3-year-old, and her mother, Jacqueline. So before you hop into today's video though, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell button down below. And now without further ado, let's get into it. So if you guys don't know who this is, Ren is a 3-year-old on TikTok. So funny enough, I actually do remember her TikTok popping off more in the early 2020. I actually had friends of mine, I remember, sending me videos of Ren. So Ren actually grew in popularity simply because her mom was posting up photos of her as a child and wearing different cute outfits. Now I know a lot of moms actually really love seeing like adorable kids or like wearing cute fun outfits, and she actually popped off a lot more because she would do this trend where she would have it to where how mom dressed the 3-year-old versus how grandma dressed the 3-year-old, and people would vote which one that they preferred. Anyways though, she grew in popularity because of this and has so far gained millions of followers, which is pretty huge for a 3-year-old. But I'm gonna be honest, that's actually quite common with a lot of cute children, is they will literally blow up because of this and have millions of followers. And to me, it makes me very uncomfortable seeing a child have millions of followers in this way. It's just very weird, especially when they are not able to consent to this for that matter. And again, I always, as you guys know, I have a major problem with other creators as well when they have main content that is based strictly on their children. And again, when the child doesn't have a lot of privacy or has all of their world displayed to them for the internet to talk about, dictate, and save, it's just very uncomfortable. Now, again, another thing that I really like to kick off in regard to these types of videos is the problem with predators on the internet. Predators are literally everywhere. There are horrible, disgusting, creepy people all over the internet, and the ways that they will use your content and manipulate it are scary. And as someone who is a woman on the internet, I have had my experience with very creepy men where I will literally get DMs, I will get threats, and I will get very in detail gross messages from men about me, what they will do to me. Now again, I don't necessarily know the proper terms for this, but I've even had people joke about how they wanted to put my face, for example, into video format that would make it to where my face was on somebody else's naked body in a sex-based or provocative-based video. So yeah, that is an actual thing. And with someone as myself, a 22-year-old on the internet who is not that big by any means, getting that type of content, I know damn well that these things are happening to other people and other children on the internet as well, which is absolutely disgusting and horrifying. So let's talk about the actual issues though that we have found with Ren. So the first thing I want to talk about is there were some issues with the mother posting up a video of Ren doing a very interesting trend. It's pretty much talking about how children don't give you personal space and how if you give them an item like, let's say, a handbrush or like chapstick or something, they'll know what to do with it because they watch you so frequently, which that makes sense. And that's a very innocent trend. Like, for example, handing a hairbrush, handing a toothbrush. However, this mom handed her child a tampon. And again, we already know where those go. She was putting specific things or giving specific items and they were mainly focused on this child's private area. And for one, again, I'm sorry, but this is common sense in my opinion. For a lot of adults, like, you should not be putting your child in an awkward position on the internet like that. And especially a child that now has millions of viewers, that's weird. That is very weird in itself. So again, a lot of people had a major problem with that. But one of the biggest red flags that started popping up was a lot of viewers actually noticed that her saves on videos and specific videos skyrocketed. So again, the video with the putting a tampon in, this had crazy amount of saves, unrealistically high compared to many other videos that had significantly less. So there was very specific content that was being engaged with more. Now, another thing that some of you guys might be curious about are what's the significance of saves. So on TikTok, you can save a video to a collection. Like, for example, I have tons of collections. Like, literally, I have a collection of TikToks that I listen to when I really need a laugh. Like, it's random, but it's funny. But you save those videos, or you can download an actual video into your camera roll. So both of them can exist and happen. However, we had like 300,000 saves. And I'm sorry, but what is a video of a child taking a bath being saved for? Like, yeah, exactly. Now, additionally, there was also very nasty comments in a lot of these that were in support of this, and anything entertained by it in a very nasty way. People enjoying it, want her to try more things, etc. Another example of this actually is we had it to where Ren was trying different foods, and so her mom would give her certain foods to test out. So I know we've seen trends where it's like, give a baby a lemon and see how they react to it being sour. However, she would focus on very specific foods. A lot of viewers actually, again, noticed a specific trend with the types of food that her mother would choose for her to test out. So noticing how trying a pickle, another video, for example, that I'm going to display here, but have it blurred, is they had her try a full-sized hot dog.
I'm trying a Costco hot dog.
Bye. Eat.
My problem is the way that it's set up and how it makes no logical sense. When you have a child or a toddler, it makes sense to cut things up for them so that way they don't choke and it's easier for them to eat. And so when you see very large items like this that are making this child struggle with eating it, makes me very uncomfortable. And again, when we have comments that are literally requesting Ren to eat specific foods, and yes, there are people who are into that in regard to the children, you know. And when we also have people that are literally having the highest like comments calling this out and saying, hey, this is inappropriate. There are people that are into this in a nasty way, and this is wrong. Why are you making your child do this? Her mother knew. There is no way that her mother did not know how many people were liking these comments saying, stop posting your child eating these foods and put it in positions that are more vulnerable, something that a predator would be interested in. And I know for some of us, it might be hard to comprehend how really horrible people can be in this world, but truly something as innocent as a child eating food or putting on clothes or bath time can, again, be used in a very horrible and disgusting way. And it is our job as people to think about this stuff and protect people who are innocent or struggling or don't know any better, help them be as safe as possible. And the children fall into that category. You want to protect kids from the unknown and from things that they can't comprehend, even though other disgusting people can comprehend it and use it for negative. Another video that was really uncomfortable was when she was younger, her mom was essentially, from what it looked like to me, kind of trying to force feed her to eat whipped cream. It was very, again, like it was odd. It was too much. And I'm sorry, but again, after so long and all these different comments, because I've seen these comments, I've saved them and I'm posting them up here, you know what's going on. You know how people are receiving this. You know what videos will be saved the most, but yet she still kept posting it. And I'm sorry, but literally using your child and making her to do stuff for a camera is very weird and gross to me. But she's been doing this for years, clearly, and I'm absolutely appalled by this. Another example as well was bath time videos. She was in a swimsuit, and most of the time there was little videos that would be posted of her like bath time routine, which again, if you were an adult posting up your shower routine and you have very intricate shots, I have literally done that before. There was nothing wrong with that. But again, we're talking about a child here where someone would be literally interested in that. And the mother of Ren would still post up these like videos, even though people literally clearly vocalized to not do it because of X, Y, and Z. It is very odd to me. And even though, again, Ren has a swimsuit on. We need to be more protective of children. And the fact that this was still posted up when we know that those videos were getting the most saves and getting the most interactions is nasty. Additionally, though, another big problem with this is the amount of comments and fan pages that were created when all this content was being posted. And again, like, people are notifying this mom and she is still posting up this type of content. Thousands of fan pages of edits of a 3-year-old creating content about a 3-year-old, and even the comments in some of these fan pages are absolutely disgusting and predatory. And then it's actually ways on TikTok where you can stitch someone. You can like record yourself reacting to somebody in a video. And so with that, we actually had grown men like stitching and reacting in a very odd way to content of Ren. It made me very uncomfortable. And again, a lot of people are like, what are you doing? Why are you reacting to a 3-year-old in this position? It's odd, it's weird, and it's not normal. And then another thing that I kind of highlighted with my personal experience is there have been discussions. I am going to be looking at this more as I'm editing this video. However, there is allegedly porn websites that have had Ren's content on there. Now, that is another reason why people have been losing their shit so much, is apparently that's what they've been seeing, and apparently that's where her content is being shared. I know many people and moms want to share their content about their children, but we need to be more responsible, I believe. And again, I don't have children, but I'm gonna say this. People need to be more responsible with how they share children. Children shouldn't just be aired out for your own personal gain on social media. And then even with all this being brought to Jacqueline's attention, still nothing was done about this. She actually made a response to this. So I'm actually going to play the response as well, and we are going to be reacting to it. It's horrible. Like, she did a terrible job of this.
The past few months have been incredibly distressing, and I've learned a lot. What started out as a hobby to make a digital scrapbook for my daughter Ren grew into an interesting role for me as a single stay-at-home mom. Ren is my #1 priority, and her upbringing and safety are my top job 24 hours a day.
I'm sorry, but this is bullshit in my opinion, because if you actually care about your child's safety, why would you use your child for the majority of your content on social media? If you can't succeed and do well on your social media platform without your child, then that means that you are exploiting your child and using that, and that is gross. She should not be a working kiddo as a creator, as a 3-year-old, and she should not be displayed in her vulnerable and even fun moments at all for millions to see. And additionally, when so many people have literally gone out of their way to create content reacting to Jacqueline, tagging her, messaging her, people that have had comments that have gotten thousands upon thousands of likes saying, hey, what you're doing is wrong and unethical and hurting your child, and predators are getting access to this, and you still go on about this stuff and say that you're caring for her safety. I'm sorry, but no.
This account has allowed me to provide for my daughter and to set aside money for her future. I'm not sure how this conspiracy theory got started and spiraled out of control. What you need to know is that no law enforcement agencies I conferred with, including the FBI, have found any proof that my daughter's likeness appears on inappropriate websites.
I do not believe this in the slightest. When there are people that are saying, hey, your stuff is getting onto inappropriate websites, you need to be more cautious with the content that you post, and you say it's a conspiracy theory. We've had people, even on TikTok, not just on a porn website, on TikTok saying inappropriate, disgusting things about this child and using the content in a gross way. That TikTok is just a genuine regular social media app. And if it's happening on there, but you say it's a conspiracy theory for people to take that content and move it onto another really disgusting website for other horrible things, there's no way that you can call it a conspiracy theory.
These rumors are 100% false. If anyone has real tangible proof, please contact me immediately. My email appears within my TikTok profile. What is true, Ren is a happy, healthy 3-year-old. The videos we film together from my account a couple of hours a week are fun and lighthearted. TikTok analytics show that my followers are 76.8%.
A child shouldn't even be used a couple hours a week for video content. Again, if you have to take them away from regular life and film them and you need a couple hours to do that, that's unnecessary. I know, because I'm someone that literally creates content for a living. It does take a lot of time to make that content. And if you're using her for several hours out of the week to make content for your damn Instagram or TikTok, you're a weirdo. I don't care if someone calls it mom shaming or of me to say this. I do not give a fuck. This is not okay and normal. And when so many people countless times have vocalized this, it's a problem. Problem when you ignore it. And again, like, do not use your children and exploit exploit them for random fun content. If you're so badly want to have a digital scrapbook, make one, babe, but you don't need to be exploiting her to millions of followers. She should not be in that position. I love how she says how she mentions followers. Now, 76.8% are female. Okay, but do you know the data of the people who saved it? Do you know the data of people who are using it for a negative thing? You can have people who follow you, but you could also have people who don't follow you who are doing things with negatively with your content. My first thought isn't to save a cute video to my collection or to my camera roll. Even though it's cute, I'm not doing that with I'm not saving child content like that. That's weird. It doesn't really matter if your following is mainly a woman-based. It's still weird because why is it that so many people are saving this kind of stuff so heavily in very specific types of videos, mind you?
That's more than 13 million females, including lots of moms. And I thank you for watching and for your interest in my family. What baffles me is that rumor spreaders express such passionate concern for my daughter, yet law enforcement has found zero real proof about these untrue allegations. Creating videos talking about scurrilous rumors that my 3-year-old daughter appears on porn sites isn't proof. Repeating false information over and over will never convert into fact.
Okay, yeah, sure. And let's run with her logic. Let's say that none of her content is being used on porn sites. Okay, at the end of the day, it is still wrong to use your kid for being a content creator. It is weird. A 3-year-old should not have millions and millions of followers and being used and being exploited, in my opinion, to make money. And I'm sorry, but I do not for a second believe the majority of the money that Ren has created, because Ren is the child, Ren is the act, Ren is the individual. I do not believe for a second the majority of that money is actually going into a future account for her. I think that this mom is selfish. Sorry, not sorry. I do think that. And that's exactly why for me, for example, when I have children, sorry, but until you are old enough to consent to having social media, one, I don't want to post them a lot at all. 2, I think that we need to have a hardcore educational conversation about social media so they know what they're getting themselves into. I don't want to be the reason for them to come to me and say, I'm really embarrassed. Those videos of me on social media make me uncomfortable. Like, that moment of me shouldn't have been on the internet. It's cute until it hits a certain point. That's violating some sort of safety. And additionally, when people recognize this child, because I'm sure that they do, how scary and uncomfortable is it for someone to shout your kid's name out because they recognize your child, but this child has no idea who that is?
So is wrongfully smearing my daughter's name and unjustly damaging my reputation. What I've learned from this ordeal, I realize I should have spent more time reading the community's comments. With millions of followers, this is no easy task. If these false rumors have prompted parents to rethink how they let their kids be involved in social media, that is a good thing. Honor and act upon your personal decisions, but please, do not mom shame me because we have different.
It's not mom shaming when we're seeing something that could be harming or is harming a child. It's one thing if it's a mom who is mainly, she is the one making money, she is the personality, she is the human being behind it, and her kids are in the background and she's doing stuff, but she's not putting a bunch of personal weird stuff in the way. I get it. If you want to be a vlogger that is a mom but have your own world and you are the main one doing it, that's fine. I get it. I personally believe though to keep your kids off the internet as much as possible due to how fucked up our world is. But again, I respect that more. There's actually many creators out there who do this in a very respectful way and protect their kids, and I love it. No child should be essentially acting and working on the internet like this in an unregulated manner. And I'm sorry, it's not mom shaming. Mom shaming is going on about how, well, you're formula feeding, breastfeeding is healthier. Going on and judging someone for putting their child in daycare when they don't have an option. That's mom shaming and that's fucked up. Saying that you're exploiting your kid on the internet like this, and there's a lot of proof of it, is not mom shaming, babe. It's calling out shitty predatory behavior that you are allowing.
Different parenting styles. I look forward to making more videos with my daughter, and I am committed to make.
Listen to that, with my daughter. You aren't with your daughter in majority of the content. She is the one in there.
Making changes when I turn my account comments back on. I will filter them to remove offensive comments and report and block accounts as necessary. Online safety precautions that will remain in effect include disabling the ability to download or duet our videos. Stopping sexual predators is a job for law enforcement. The TikTok community, including parents, can play an active role in this effort by forwarding real evidence to help the authorities catch the creeps.
Yeah, but the creeps are fucking good at what they do, and it's horrible. And we as individuals need to be responsible and protect children who cannot consent to their likeness being displayed and used on the internet. I can't even imagine how many people have made fan accounts about a 3-year-old. How many people have reacted and used these accounts or these videos for nasty things. As a woman, I know literally majority of the time when I go out in public, for example, just me, as a grown adult, I get hit on all the time in a creepy way, in a predatory way. Things are said to me in a nasty way in DMs and in real life. When I was younger, it actually happened even more, which is disgusting and disturbing. I remember being a kid getting hit on by grown men. It's disgusting. And so knowing this, common knowledge for many women, for example, you should know that children are going to be a victim of this in real life. And so if it happens in real life in everyday world, why the hell would you entertain a 3-year-old having millions of followers and being shared when we know this happens in everyday life, but it probably is getting tripled on the internet?
Let me say it again. If you have real evidence, please contact me. I would do the same for your child. Thanks for listening, and you can read the full version of my statement on my Instagram account, TikTok Ren. The link is in my bio.
And again, the account's name is the child's. It's not her name. I'm just very disturbed by this mom, and with everything that has happened with this person, I'm uncomfortable with everything that's going on with this. No child should be used for making money like this in that way. It's very unhealthy. And again, I have a big problem with this as well because the world of content creation is not regulated, at least with child actors. Now, again, there's many problems with that, but child actors, at least there are more regulations with that. There's a lot of problems with that industry, and I completely can acknowledge that while also acknowledging that there's no regulation for content creators. There's no laws. There's no anything of that matter. And so using your kids is like free for all. And when we actually have had people on Reddit who are children of YouTube creators, family channels, they have come out and vocalized how traumatized they are and how painful this is and how they genuinely don't have freedom and they feel miserable and they don't even want to talk to their parents after this. If people are coming out vocalizing this, you need to knock this shit off. You need to be a responsible parent and acknowledge our world that we live in and protect your kid. It is one thing if you want to share on Facebook and you have a small following and everything. I even think you got to be cautious with that. But when we start picking it up to where you're getting fame because of your child and these very interestingly posed videos, I have a problem. That was it for today's video. That was a lot to be said about it, but I'm very uncomfortable with this. And what do you guys think about it? Are there any other TikTok moms, content creators, family vloggers, or anything that you guys would like me to cover? Because I would absolutely love to look into them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Stay gold, my beautiful queens. Love you. Bye.